Hello, 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 all you beautiful singers out there. How are you doing today? I'm Judy Raffet, your vocal coach for jazz and pop, but we're going to be talking about, singing today on a whole, and how singing can really help you become a happy and joyful person. Now, today we posted a post where it says, "Dear music, thank you for always clearing my head, healing my heart, and lifting my spirit." Now, I find that is really beautiful. Good morning, Michael. How are you? And so I just wanted to tell you guys a little bit of experience that I have had with people where singing has really changed their lives. And I'm not only a vocal coach to give you the techniques of singing, but I'm also able to help you change your life with singing. And I've noticed when people come into my courses, good to see you too, Michael. I miss you. Those 30 days were so amazing. Yes, you're so welcome, Michael. You're one of a very special kind, I must say. Yes, I was just about to say about what happens when people come into my courses. Now, I'm going to tell you a couple of little stories. I have a lady, she's been coming to my courses, a woman. She must be wide over 70 now, and she has been coming to my courses for about 6 or 7 years. And she was the one who told me, she says, "You know what, Judy, I found you right at the very last moment where I thought I was really, there was no more hope anymore for me." Both her parents had died in a very short period between each other, and it came around Christmas time, and Christmas was very special for her. And she noticed a concert that I was giving, a Christmas concert. I always give every year Christmas concerts, right? My favorite time of year is Christmas. I know a lot of people think it's stressy, but I love Christmas. Brings back old memories of my childhood, of, beautiful pine trees out in the forest, going through the snow. That's what it was like in Canada, and decorating the tree with a fireplace behind me. Anyways, back to the story. And her name was Karen, and she found out that I was giving a concert. Oh, yes, singing really can and does save lives. I know this from my own personal. It's really true, Michael. It only saves lives. It can change lives. Now, this lady came to my concert, to my Christmas concert, and she saw that I was going to be giving courses within the new year. And so she signed up for a course, and she told me afterwards, says, "You just saved my life. I was so down and out. I was so depressed. I was so, I just had no more desire to do anything." And then she came in my course, and it's not, I wouldn't say it's me. I would say it's the music. The music lifts you up. Singing lifts you up. Learning how to have joy with just singing a song, because we know that singing helps us to emanate, to release all kinds of happy hormones, oxytocin and serotonin. These are hormones that make us really feel good, and people go out of my courses all the time, and I've taught thousands of courses. They're all running out and jumping, and their step is light, and they're singing when they go home. Yeah, because singing just makes you feel good. That's all. So that was, and then she remained as a student. She's still my student. She's still my student right now in COVID. She's a little bit hesitant about coming, but she'll be back. And I just wanted to tell you about another little story. I had she wasn't too young, but she wasn't too old. She was about 45. Her name is Galinda, and she came into my course when I found this out afterwards. She was going through divorce, and she said, "Judy, you saved my life." Because I was feeling so down, I was feeling so out, I was feeling so stressed and so unhappy. But coming into your course and starting to sing and get the joy of singing, and, especially those jazz tunes and, those swing tunes. And she said to me, she said, "I don't know what I would have done. I probably would have ended up in a clinic if I hadn't come to you." So that's another little story about Galinda. Now I have another little story about another student of mine. Her name's Caroline. And Caroline came to my courses, I think she was in the second course, a second time with me. And then I asked her to sing in front of the group, right? We do that. I get her to sing after we've practiced the song. I get her to sing in front of the group. Well, she sang, and I said, "Oh, Caroline, that was lovely." And she started to cry. I thought, "Oh my God, what did I do? What did I do? What did I say?" And she said, No, it's okay. It's just when I was growing up, my father used to always say, "Don't you sing. Only your sister can sing. You should do something else. You don't need to do the same thing as your sister." So she always thought she couldn't sing. And then she comes in my course, and I'm saying to her, "That sounded really wonderful." And she stayed in my courses several years, and she started. She was an actress, and she started singing in her acting courses. So she was able to, to even earn money with her singing. So there you go. And I have another one student where she came into my course. Her name was Janet, and she said. Well, she didn't say it in the beginning. I find this all out afterwards, right? That she had been depressed, and she was she had a doctor. She was, how do you call that, in Behandlung? She was in care of a psychiatrist. I didn't know this. Of course, I don't know all the stories of my students when they're coming into me. Yeah, isn't it amazing? I sometimes think singing. I feel sometimes like I'm a how do you say we say in German, Therapeut. I feel like I'm a therapist, right? Like 80% of my job is helping people to get out of their ruts, to start believing in themselves, to start, having joy and saying, "Yes, I can," right? That's what singing does to you guys. So anyways, this girl, she was in the care of a psychiatrist, and after the course was over, now I didn't know this beforehand, she came up to me and she said, "You know what, my doctor said because of the singing, it's helped me with my therapy on about a half a year. I've just changed so much," he said, "and I notice it myself. I'm much more able to do things that I wasn't able to do before." I had a stepfather who I hated when I sang and fought with me to shut up. Oh my gosh, Michael, that's awful. I went on to sing in large arenas and even sang in Carnegie Hall back in December 2006. Well, isn't that wonderful? You overcame your negative belief patterns, right? And a lot of people are able to do that if they start to sing anyways. Like some people, they wait almost a year before coming to my courses because they just don't have the courage. I've had many emotional breakdowns during my vocal training, Judy Raffat, Words of Wisdom. Oh, thank you, Michael. I love you, Michael. I feel so connected to you. And I told you, I think I would love to come to Orlando and just hang out with you for a while. We would have I think I'm your sister. I think I'm your spiritual sister. What do you think? Anyways, just to make this story finished, her psychiatrist told her that she had made such progress, and it helped her. The singing helped her on her journey of becoming healthy again, at least a half a year. And I get a lot of those kind of people in my courses, right? Like I don't know who's who when they come in. I don't know. um, what they're up to, what their background is. Now, I'm sure that they're not going to say, well, actually, I'm in care of a psychiatrist. I'm sure they're going to say that in front of the whole group, right? So, I find these things out afterwards. And one of my students, this first lady who's over 70, she wrote me a beautiful, beautiful testimonial saying, Judy, you not only give us all of the techniques that we need for singing, you also give us the techniques to believe in ourselves. And you are more like a therapist. And I started thinking about that. And I said, that's really true, because singing is the closest thing to our hearts, to our soul, right? It's the closest thing. As soon as you open your mouth to sing, there's nothing in the world, not playing the piano, not playing the trumpet, there's nothing closer to your soul than singing. And this is what happens very often in my courses. By the second day, all of a sudden people are starting to cry. And they said, you know what, I've always wanted to do this, and I've been holding myself back because I didn't think I was good enough. Or, thank you, Judy Raffat. I wanted to sing way back when I was 18. And I did sing, but then I gave it up because I just didn't think I was good enough. Yes, I had the emotional struggle. Thank goodness for my wonderful vocal coaches who showed me the difference I can and do make through my singing. This is truth, friends. Give yourselves the gift of singing. Singing can have a tremendous positive emotional impact in your lives. Yes, it's true, it's true. Like when I think of my own background, Michael, I came from a family where I was the oldest of 5. My mother left us, all 5 kids. My little brother was only 2 years old, and I was 14 and had to take over, right? I always thought there was something wrong with me, and I was not loved, and I wasn't good enough, and I was, all of these things until I started. Music was always my, how do you say this in English, it saved me. Every time when I was feeling sad, my mother was gone, and I didn't know she was ever going to come back, and I thought maybe it was my fault. I had this old pump organ that my parents got for me, which was about $20, right? So I'd sit on that pump organ and I'd start to learn how to play the notes, or I'd sing something. I used to go out into the fields, guys, when I was 10. I used to go out into the fields because we lived out in the country. Yes, singing saved my life, Michael, honestly. I used to go out into the fields and I would just sing. Don't tell me, ask me, where did it come from? I think it was a God-given, not a talent. I wouldn't even call it a talent. It was a God-given need for me to sing, right? So I didn't know way back then when I was 10 years old. I just knew that when I went out into the fields and was there walking through the fields by myself and I started to sing, I felt this innate feeling of joy and of being, connected to the universe. I was always a little bit spiritual as a child. Just like you, Judy. Yeah, I was always spiritual, guys. I don't know where it came from because my parents weren't spiritual. They weren't, churchgoers or religious. But I think we call it in German, the Herrgott. He had a good eye open for me, and he was always there. I always believed in God. Actually, my mother used to pray with us before we went to sleep. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. Watch over me through all the night and wake me with the morning light. God bless Mommy and Daddy, Darren, Kitty, Bethy, and Shannon, and make me a good girl. I said that like I don't know, my whole childhood and even my youth. I said that little prayer, and up until this day, I put my affairs in the hands of God, guys. Now that might sound kind of woo-hoo-y, but I really do, and I do believe that I am guided. And so when things aren't going well, I just start to sing and know that my ways, I'm well taken care of, right? So Actually, I've got onto a couple of tangents today, but it's because my beautiful, wonderful, amazing friend Michael Guzman is here today, and I'm so thrilled that he is on this live. I love him so much because he is such a great giving guy. You should check him out, guys, because he's doing wonderful things with entrepreneurs. If you need any help in your businesses. So anyways, a little shout out to Michael Guzman, and I just wanted to remind you guys, it comes a little late maybe, but we have only 2 more days for you guys to sign up for my singing jazz mastery program. Guys, we are going to have so much fun. I'm preparing most of the time for the course, and I'm just, I was just getting the week 2 together on how we're going to work on the blues, and I just recorded a playback for you guys where I'm going to sing 2 bars impro, and you're going to sing 2 bars, and I'm going to teach you the melody of the blues, because you know what? The blues is the basis for all the music that we listen to today. And I will sing you the melody, and then you're going to get the playback from it so you can practice it at home, and then you're going to get the notes for it. I'm writing it with my hand because I couldn't find anything. There's so many different versions of Every Day I Get the Blues that I decided to write my own version, and thank the Lord I can write music. So yeah, that's one of the very big advantages of having studied music, right? I have a degree in classical singing, and I also studied the flute, classical. And I also have a degree in jazz singing. And of course there I learned how to play the piano and play the drums and all those rhythm stuff that you learn. So I'm really, really grateful to have that background. It makes me feel, I just loved it. I loved my studies, and I just love being in the music world. And right now I really just love preparing my courses for you guys. So what we're going to do the first week, we're just going to be concentrating on vocal techniques, and we're also going to apply that to singing. Summertime and the living is easy. I'm going to sing that. You guys are going to get the playback for it. And in the week 2, we're going to be working on the blues, working on the blues scale, working on the blue note, working on how to phrase the blues, working on the 2 and the 4 and the triplet feeling. And in week 3, we're going to be working on a bossa nova, which is not a triplet feeling, but a binary feeling, a 2 feeling. And on week 4, we're going to be taking a look at a ballad. My funny Valentine, sweet comic Valentine. And you know what? A ballad is, summertime is beautiful. And it all has a lot to do with the blues too, summertime, right? So that's what the whole week is going to be working on, and I'm going to be going live every Tuesday at 11 o'clock with the training, and you guys are going to come into my membership area in ClickFunnels, and you will get all of the material that we will be working on, and you'll be getting your assignments for the day, and you will get information about everything that we're going to be talking about in that week. And on Thursdays, I'm going to be doing a Q&A at 7 p.m. So you can bring all your questions, and I can listen to you and hear you and see you. So this is a real live program, guys. No do-it-yourself, okay? So if you feel like joining us, I will put the link after this live which I have learned from Michael. I put the link in the comment section. I do it with everything now, Michael. So I'm going to say goodbye because I have a call coming up right now at 5 o'clock, and I'm going to say goodbye. And I want to thank you, Michael, for being here today. And I look forward to that our paths cross again very, very soon. Okay, take care, guys. Bye bye. All the best. Love you all. Mwah, 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 mwah.